down in the basement. What's going on? It's Apt Pupil. There's a kid and a Nazi down there.
Apt Pupil is a movie adapted from a story featured in Stephen King's Different Seasons collection. This very same collection gave us classics such as Stand By Me and The Shawshank Redemption. The movie's cast and crew sports such names as Tom and Huck's Brad Renfro. You remember this movie? You watched it in school after you read the book, probably. Dougal's Ian McKellen, and Bryan Singer in his second turn in the director's chair after the critically acclaimed Usual Suspects. In it, we follow high school senior Todd Bowden, who has become obsessed with Hitler's final solution after learning about it in school.
This concludes our week on the Holocaust. If you want to know more, you may find the Senate and Auto Library to be an excellent resource.
He isn't on board with the ideology or anything, but he's just fascinated by the events in general. One day, on his way home from the library, Todd runs into Kurt Doosander, a man who looks an awful lot like one of the Nazis that keeps showing up in the books he's reading. Todd then confronts the man at his home and threatens to turn the war criminal into the FBI unless he tells him exactly what he wants to know.
I want to hear about it.
Hear about what?
The stories. Everything.
What everything?
Everything they're afraid to show us in school.
While the two don't exactly become friends, they do rub off on each other in unexpected ways.
Hey man, you're throwing it up hard. You need to let it roll off your fingers a little more.
I don't need a lesson, okay?
Being a real dick, man. I gotta get to practice.
Eventually digging up things within each other that probably would have been best unindulged. It's a tale of backstabbing.
I think you should fuck yourself.
Oh, my dear boy, don't you see? We are fucking each other.
Secrecy, and as Bryan Singer puts it,
adolescent curiosity.
For a movie based on a Stephen King story, this feels very un-King. Everyone who follows King's work pretty much knows his hallmarks. Crutches. The main character is a writer, someone in the story's an alcoholic, eventually someone's gonna run into some unrealistically mean bullies, rednecks are probably gonna show up, and it's all set in Maine. None of that is true for Apt Pupil. It's just a story of a kid blackmailing a Nazi for kicks. And to that end, the whole movie hinges on the performances of the two leads, but luckily, they're very good. While Renfro gets a bit more opportunities to chew scenery as the hot-headed and emotional Todd.
I tried to do things the nice way, but you don't want it. So fine, we're gonna do it the hard way. You'll put this on because I want to see you in it. Now move!
McKellen does a fantastic job as Doosander, a man who's having something very sinister reignited within him after years of trying to run away from his past. The one thing that holds the movie back is the fact that neither character is particularly likable. At times, it feels like the movie's going for the ballsy move of pulling a switcheroo on the audience, getting you to sympathize with Kurt because Todd is such a horrible dickhead.
I need a fucking pencil. You have one?
But that idea doesn't really end up playing out as the movie goes on. No spoilers or anything, but there's no real twists when it comes to our preconceptions of who these people are. If you think these people are horrible and creepy at the beginning, you'll really think they're horrible and creepy by the end. The only real standout performance not to come from our two leads comes from David Schwimmer, who plays Todd's guidance counselor, Edward Finch. Schwimmer portrays him as a very non-threatening, let's talk about our feelings type guy. But it is clear he does have a backbone, and he's not gonna sit there and just take Todd's shit.
Now for now, we can deal with just the three of us if it makes things easier at home, but you try and pull one over on me, and next time I show up on your doorstep, is that clear? No more forging your father's signature.
So yeah, Ross did pretty good. Except for that mustache. 0 out of 10 for that mustache. On the technical side, the movie looks fantastic. The cinematography is awesome. In terms of well put together King adaptations, this one's pretty high on the list. For anyone who's a fan of Bryan Singer's X-Men movies, this is sort of a getting the band together situation. Of course, we have Ian McKellen, Bruce Davidson makes an appearance as Todd's dad. John Ottman not only does the music for the movie, but he also edited and produced it. And Stephen King, who wrote the original story, plays Hank McCoy in the second X-Men movie. That last one's not true, I made it up, but you get the idea. While this isn't one of the best overall King adaptations, nor is it one of the best Singer efforts I've seen, it isn't the worst of those two things. It's not a great movie, but it is a good movie, and it's worth checking out. Can't say I recommend buying the Blu-ray though, cause it's expensive as hell. What the shit image. But if you see it on TV, I'd go ahead and watch it. It's pretty good. Schwimmer portrays... Fuck off. Why do you have such a weird name, David Schwimmer?